Hi. Whenever we see fire, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to get as far away from it as possible. But there's one story in the Bible where a man named Moses saw a bush on fire and he went to it. Let's listen to this story about Moses and the burning bush.
Because Moses was adopted by the daughter of Pharaoh, he grew up in the palace where he received education in all of Egyptian knowledge. Moses saw the Hebrew people unfairly treated. One day, when he had become a grown man, he was watching his people as they worked for one of the Egyptian taskmasters. Moses saw one of the Egyptians beating a Hebrew. Moses killed the Egyptian and buried him in the sand. But Moses had been seen. When the word was spread about the killing, Pharaoh heard it and planned to have Moses killed. Moses was afraid and realized he would have to run away. Moses fled to the land of Midian, where he rested by a well. For 40 years, Moses was a shepherd. Back in Egypt, the people of God were crying out for help because of their slavery. God heard their cries and he remembered his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They would be a great nation and would have their own land. God was planning to choose someone to lead God's people to freedom. One day, as Moses watched his father-in-law's sheep, he saw a bush on fire. The fire seemed to come up out of the middle of the bush, but the bush didn't burn up. It just kept burning and burning. Moses went to the bush. As he went nearer to the bush, a voice called, "Moses, Moses." "Here I am," said Moses, even more surprised. "Do not come any closer," the voice said. "Take off your shoes. This is holy ground. I am God." Moses did what the Lord told him to do. "I know all the people are in trouble in Egypt. They are my people who are having trouble in Egypt. I want you to ask the king to let my people leave Egypt and go to a new land I have for them," God said. "Oh no," cried Moses. "I can't do that. I am nobody. How can I talk to the king?" God said, "I will go with you, Moses." "But what will I tell the people? What if they want to know who you are?" Moses asked. "Tell them that I sent you to lead them out of Egypt. Tell them I am who I am," God answered. When Moses was worried that the people would not believe the things he said, God answered, "See the staff in your hands? When you throw it down, it will turn into a snake. When you pick it up by the tail, it will turn back into a staff." Then the Lord told Moses to put his hand into his cloak and pull it out again. Moses' healthy hand had turned into a diseased hand with leprosy. When the Lord told him to put it back in his cloak, the hand became well again. "Moses, if they still don't believe you, then take some water out of the Nile River and pour it on the ground. The water will turn into blood. They will believe you then." Even though the Lord had answered all of Moses' questions, Moses still had another excuse. "But I can't talk well," Moses said. "Moses, who made your mouth?" "I did." "I will help you talk," said God. Finally, Moses said, "Oh Lord, please send someone else." The Lord was angry with Moses. Moses was only offering excuses to not do what the Lord said. "I will tell Aaron, your brother, to help too. I will tell you what to say. Aaron will help you say it." Moses didn't understand all that God wanted him to do. He thought it was too hard for him, but God had promised to help him. What do you think Moses did next? Moses obeyed God and prepared to make the long trip back to Egypt.
Wow, isn't that amazing? The bush was on fire because God had a message for Moses. He had a job for Moses to do. And as God had a job for Moses to do, guess what? He also has a job for you. So what is your job? That when God is talking to us, we should listen. Sometimes God talks through the preacher. Sometimes God talks through a song. Sometimes God speaks through our parents. But the key is we must always be willing to listen. And matter of fact, that is our chant for today. I'm going to say, when God is speaking, I should, and you're going to say, listen. I'm going to say, when God is speaking, I should, and you're simply going to say, listen. Let's try it. When God is speaking, I should. When God is speaking, I should. And as I said earlier, sometimes it's a teacher, sometimes it's a preacher, sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a burning bush. But whenever God is speaking, we should listen. Have a great day. Talk to you later.